You're watching Marcia on VeroBuzzTV.com.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Buzz TV. I'm Marcia Littlejohn, and there are so many organizations in this world, but when you say AAUW, you know that you're working with women who are really interested in just about everything, and really to make our world so much better. And so let me welcome Linda Barker. You are president of the AAUW of Vero Beach. It's wonderful to see you.
Thank you so much.
Do you know, I often think, though, about what the AAUW does, and I think mainly book reviews. I don't know what it is. So I want you to give our viewers, if you will, kind of a synopsis of what our local AAUW really kind of, and I always say this, a mission statement.
Okay. So our mission is that we support women and girls, especially in Indian River County, but also, of course, in the country
Sure.
and around the world. We have a number of two endowments with national AAUW that support graduate education. We have scholarships that support women who continue from an AA degree to a BA degree at Indian River State College. And very recently, since we got our 501c3 2 years ago, we've been able to expand our philanthropy to other kinds of grants and programs for women and girls in Indian River County.
This is wonderful, because then you have progressed through the time, because AAUW, American Association of University Women.
Right.
And of course, I did not graduate from a university. So I'm thinking, oh, I can't even belong. I can't do this, I can't do that. And a lot of it, now what you're saying, with an AA degree, you still have programs. And so it's just a wonderful opportunity to really mingle, I think, and get the education background of everyone.
There are two advantages here. With an AA degree, you can be a member, but all of our events are open to the public.
Absolutely.
Now that we're a 501c3. So we'll talk, I hope, about our brochure later in the interview.
We will indeed. But I think what we have to do is let our community and all of our viewers understand what the AAUW really is all about, because I see so many wonderful things you're doing. And what I love is that book breakfast that you have, and I know you wanted to talk about that, because it's something I think that the AAUW does consistently, and I think it's right here with all the information that you need as far as the AAUW in this brochure. Is this something new?
This is, well, we've had it for the past 3 years, but this is this year's. So we have all of our branch meetings inside on the left, and all of the book review breakfasts in the middle, and then our fundraisers on the right-hand side.
All right. Now, when we say fundraisers, what are we raising funds for?
For the scholarships and grants and programs for women and girls in Indian River County.
Oh, see, that is so dynamite, so wonderful. Because I remember, I think it was your group that I did a book review about a book that Brad Meltzer had written. And that was one of my favorite times, because just to be able to talk about some of your favorite books, and you're doing that again.
Right.
When is that going to be happening?
So it happens on the second Monday of 5 months in a row, so November through May during season. The second Monday at 9:30 at the Richardson Center of IRSC right here.
Oh boy.
What we do is we ask local celebrities, male or female, to talk about a book they're passionate about, which is what your experience was.
Well,
right?
it really was fantastic. We're going to take a little break, though, and have you continue that and talk about really the opportunity that everyone in our community can have and be a part of with our local AAUW, because you're doing so many wonderful things. Also with various elections as well, so we talk about that. So stay with us. We'll be right back with the president of our local AAUW, and of course that is Diane Barker.
Linda Barker.
Linda Barker. Linda Barker.
That's
I knew I didn't have that. Okay, Linda will be here with me, and we'll be right back.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free, So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday for all of your furniture needs.
And we are indeed here with Linda Barker. She is president of our local AAUW. And we mentioned how AAUW is really world-renowned, certainly in the United States. And people who really want to delve into something very specific, they can learn so much by being a member of the AAUW, which is the American Association of University Women. But you have different programs for everyone. And you were talking about the book review coming up, and that starts in November once again. And tell once again to our viewers what the book breakfast is, because that's a great way to get to know the AAUW.
Okay, it is actually. It's open to the public. It's from 9:30 this year till 11:30. And a local celebrity, the first one, Mary Silva of Literacy Services,
yes,
is going to be reviewing a book that she's passionate about. And that book happens to be called Walk in Their Shoes.
Oh, wow.
And the subtitle of that is Can One Person Change the World? It's an amazing book, and I know Mary is very passionate about many things and is passionate about this book. So what happens is at 9:30 in the morning we have a little continental breakfast, and on November 9th it's going to be sponsored by Panera Bread.
Ooh, couldn't get, wonderful breakfast.
Right.
And it's all at the Richardson Center, is that right?
It's all at the Richardson Center. And then from 10 to 11, Mary will talk about the book, review the book, and take questions. And then this year, for the first time, from 11 to 11:30, we're inviting anybody who wants to stay and discuss the book to do so. So in the past, it's always been a book review so that you can decide whether you'd be interested in reading the book. But this year, we think a few people will read it in advance because they want to stay and talk about it.
And then have it really, because interpretation to me is so vital, because you can read a book and you talk with somebody who's read the same book and they say, oh, I didn't get that from it, you know, so this is a wonderful opportunity. And once again, it starts in November.
It starts in November.
And how do people sign up for it?
They just come.
Just be there.
Right. It's a large auditorium, as you know, in the Richardson Center.
And it's the second Monday of every month.
Right.
At 9:30.
And December, the second Monday, which I think is the 14th, is Charlotte Terry and Marie Stifel talking
fabulous.
about Go Set a Watchman.
Oh my golly.
So we think we're going to have a few extra chairs for that one.
I think so, and also because when they are so involved with teen writers and so many things, that's going to be a fabulous one. So that's your second one.
Right.
And you have one every month, going through November through
March.
March.
And March is the
wonderful.
last one. So 5 in a row.
And now, where can we pick up this brochure? Because
Actually, this brochure, we have to send it out. So anybody who's interested in this, if you email aauwverobeach@gmail.com and say you want the events brochure and give us your address, we can send it out.
Oh, terrific. And everybody needs this. So I love it. The AAUW empowering women since 1881. Oh, there's so much history there.
Right.
Well, we are going to be hesitating now for about 60 seconds, as I mentioned, and we're talking with Linda Barker. She is president of the local Vero Beach AAUW. We'll tell you about some of the other book reviews coming up. I was just taking a peek at this. Wow, you have some great opportunities for people to learn. Ooh, oh, that's going to be a good one. Oh, well, we'll be right back. Don't go away.
Stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics in downtown Vero Beach. Owner Patty Callahan prints it all, from color and black and white copies to blueprints, banners, signs, prints of paintings, and fine art. Patty makes restorations and creates outstanding graphic designs. Call Patty at 770-1521 or stop by Patty's Printing and Graphics at 2345 14th Avenue. Stop by for all of your printing needs at Patty's Printing and Graphics, across from the old railroad station in downtown Vero Beach.
Well, we are back indeed talking about the it's actually the American Association of University Women, and that's the AAUW, and it's the Vero Beach chapter, because there are chapters all over the country.
Right. And we go by the name of AAUW Vero Beach.
All right. So if you want to Google it and find out all of this, and don't forget, once again, because everyone should have this brochure, they can call. Is there an office they can call? Or?
They can call, actually, they can call me.
Oh, good.
And that is, actually, it's my cell phone, 703-898-8260.
All right, we'll write that down.
And just let me know that they want this, and I need their address, because it's only a sendable brochure.
Well, it's a terrific brochure, and of course, I always say go to the website too, verobeach-fl.aauw.net, or just put down AAUW Vero Beach and Google it.
Right, Google it. And it's like the fourth or fifth thing that comes up.
And you'll find it. Because really this outline is just absolutely marvelous, because you not only have the fundraisers, you have all the different events and meetings that you have there too. Now we stopped with Charlotte Terry and Marie Stiefel coming in to talk about Go Set a Watchman.
By Harper Lee. Right?
Wow, yes. All right, and then coming up in January?
In January, the Executive Director of the Environmental Learning Center, Molly Steinwald.
Fabulous.
Right, is
lady.
going to talk. Right, she's going to talk about Last Child in the Woods. It's not a brand new book, but it's about nature deprivation in children.
So that's where she's coming from. I'm on the board of the ELC,
Wonderful,
so of course I love Molly. She is doing such a great job. We never thought anyone could fill the shoes of Holly Dill. Molly is doing a great job, and of course that is so in her blood, how important nature and community, the combination is. So you're going to get that, and she'll be reviewing that book as well. And then coming up in February.
Yes, this is an interesting one in February. This is Rich Vatapka, who's an historian and an engineer. He's going to be talking about a book called Veteran Volunteer. And the author is Frank Van Zagnew, who is the grandson of the founder of Fellsmere.
Oh my God!
So history buffs and local history buffs will really love this one.
Isn't that? I thought you were going to say Spiro Agnew or something.
Right?
You know,
It's Von Zagnew, right?
Von Zagnew, and my goodness, and of course everybody knows Rich Vatapka, and that's going to be a fabulous opportunity. That's on Monday, February the 8th, and as you say, it's the second Monday in every month, starting in November, through March. And that's all during that season, that busy, busy season. But it's at the Richardson Center, beginning at 9:30, and just be there. Just show up.
Just show up.
Absolutely.
Right.
And a continental breakfast. And is there a charge?
No, we have a little donation box. But when Panera,
if you don't put something in it,
when Panera and Patisserie sponsor, we won't have a donation box, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's all it takes is a good sponsorship.
Right.
Well, that's going to be a fabulous thing. So that, of course, is coming up in February with Rich Vatapka talking about Veteran Volunteer. And, of course, that is going to be a real collection of history of Fellsmere, I would imagine, as well. This is going to be fabulous. And don't forget, in these last 30 seconds, how may somebody find out more about the AAUW? Okay,
you can Google AAUW Vero Beach and or go to our website, which is verobeach-fl.aauw.net.
It's always easy, just Google it. But doing a wonderful job. Looking forward to each and every one of those book reviews and book breakfasts sponsored by the AAUW of Vero Beach. Linda Barker, thanks so very much for coming on. And we hope you enjoyed this particular segment of Buzz TV. I'm one of those three Marcias.
The Furniture Man is a locally owned business that has served the needs of the community of Vero Beach and Indian River County for over 30 years. Here at the Furniture Man, we offer fine pieces to furnish each and every room of your home. Specializing in Floridian style, come browse our selection of bedroom, dining room, patio, and living room. Come explore over 10,000 square feet of showroom where you can find mattresses, recliners, sofas, dining, and more. Visit us at 673 US 1 in Vero Beach, Monday through Saturday for all of your furniture needs.
Now that health reform is law, you cannot be denied health insurance coverage, but you can pay too much.
As a single mom, I was convinced that we could not afford health insurance until I spoke to the people from ICANN, who told me that I qualified for a special enrollment and a subsidized rate. Now I get so much more for so much less.
Call now and get the ICANN mobile app free. So don't wait another minute. Call ICANN, get covered, save money.
Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Buzz TV. I am Marcia Littlejohn, and I am here with the Riverkeeper, and he happens to be the Indian Riverkeeper. It's good to see you, Marty Baum.
Thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Do you know what I love, though, when I look down here, Indian Riverkeeper, and I know you and I spoke one of our first shows here on Buzz TV, and I know you get a little riled up.
More than a little.
And I love it.
There's lots of people that don't like to see me come walking in the room.
No, I love it. I love it because you and I spoke about this before, the importance of our Indian River. I can remember, as I've said so many times, as a child going underneath the old wooden Indialantic Bridge and hanging out a light and scooping up the shrimp. Can't do that anymore. No. I mean, all of this, and then you see people dying because they have an open wound and they go into the river and they pass away.
The man who just recently died in St. Lucie County was a personal friend of Kevin Stinnett, who was the first Indian Riverkeeper. He's a school teacher, and this guy worked there. Interestingly enough, he went swimming on an incoming tide at the Fort Pierce Inlet. So where you would think that
with the salt water,
but it got him. It got him.
But are they sure that it was because of what was in the Indian River Lagoon?
Yeah, it's the same thing that's been showing up.
Yeah, they can do.
It scares me to death. It really does, because I'm in it all the time, and I do lots of projects with Orca, and we're out there with barnacles and sharp things, and we're up to here, leaning over the bow of the boat,
or picking up oysters.
Well, Chris Sadowski, commissioner in St. Lucie County, he went on an oyster deployment at Wildcat Cove. He got a cut on his arm, and 4 hours later it was septic, and they spent 6 months fighting it with all kinds of wazoo antibiotics, and of course that wrecks the rest of you.
Sure. Had he been in the Indian River Lagoon when that happened?
Yes. Yes, the cut happened while they were deploying oysters.
All right, do we know what it is?
Well, it's Vibrio.
It's what?
It's called Vibrio. There's another second name to it, Latin name. It's common. It's been here forever. We generally lose a dozen people a year in Florida to it. There's not much you can do about it. It exists. It's on. The bacteria is on the slime of the fish, which protects them. It's in the ecosystem everywhere, and if you have an immune problem or an open cut and it gets a foothold, you're in trouble. But
it's been here forever, you say?
Yes.
Well, then
it's getting worse. We are involved with a project, a sampling project with Dr. Larry Brand from Rosenthal School of Atmospheric and Marine Sciences at the University of Miami. We're collecting blue-green algae samples for him, and he is looking at this stuff, and we're trying to tie the blue-green algae into a compound called BMAA. It's a neurotoxin that all blue-green algae exudes. Now, we're not sure whether it's environmental or genetic on the toxicity, but it's there. What they did, and what caused him to begin this, is the University of Miami School of Medicine. They went into these autopsied brain tissues, and in every single person who died of a neurological degenerative disease, they all had high levels of BMAA in it.
Hold that thought. Got to take a break.
Okay.
I don't want you to miss a word of this. This is going to be very important. We're talking with Marty Baum. He is the Indian Riverkeeper. He knows what he's talking about. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Attention, this important message is for any American who is about to turn 65 years of age or older. Nation's Helpline has Medicare supplement insurance news that may benefit you, your family, or someone you know. Most Americans who are about to turn 65 years old know they need Medicare supplement insurance, even if they already have Medicare. The Nation's Helpline Medicare supplement team can guide you and help answer your Medicare questions. Call today.
Please call 800-632-2804.
And and continuing right along with Marty Baum about this, what they're finding. They're doing research then on what they're finding, and what is it, the blue-green algae?
Yes, they all exude this compound BMAA, and there's, it's a long name. It's a beta-N methylalanine amine or something like that. It's a neurotoxin. So when they
a neurotoxin means that something in your nerves and your brain.
Yes.
It is a toxic.
Alzheimer's, MS, ALS, those are all degenerative neurological diseases.
Where did this green algae come from?
It's always been here. It's part of the planet.
That's not that stuff that the Japanese brought over and put into some of our...
No.
Okay.
If it wasn't for blue-green algae, we wouldn't have oxygen on our planet. It was one of the first oxygen-producing organisms, and that's why we are here, because of it 2 billion years ago.
What did we do wrong?
Our water is polluted. So let me back up to the BMAA. People who died of a neurological disease had high levels. People who did not had low levels. Now, that's not really a smoking gun, but there's something going on there. So Dr. Brand has been studying this in Tampa Bay, Florida Bay, Biscayne Bay, and now here. And so we're taking samples of this, and we're trying to develop some sort of a correlation. When he came up here to go over with us how he wants us to collect it, protect it, and get it to him, I arranged for him to get with Dr. Grant Gilmore, our fish whisperer. And I was just with him last weekend on the acoustical tour in the Norfolk.
It's amazing what you can hear under the water.
I'm a sonarman. I'm a submariner. So, yeah, I know what's out there. I hear it. So they got into a conversation, and I thought it was quite telling when Dr. Grant Gilmore said, in the 1960s and 70s, I had 40 people working for me 7 days a week, and they were in the water, they were in the mud, in the canals, in the oysters, in the mangroves. They were getting cut all the time, and nobody got an infection. And today we do. And it's what we've done. The people, what we've added to the lagoon, be it agriculture or the citizens, everybody who lives along here, we all make a little cut on the lagoon. We all are responsible for this.
You mean when you say a little cut on the lagoon, we're throwing things into the lagoon. We're putting stuff into the lagoon. We take our boats out there and leave stuff out there. So in other words, we are the polluters.
Yes, we are. One of the first questions I ask a crowd is, who has Roundup in their garage? And you'll see hands come up all over the place.
Sure.
What
was the orchid fertilizer I just put on my orchids? Outside in the tree.
I don't know about that. But I've never had the patience for orchids.
Well, Roundup is everybody had Roundup. We lived and breathed Roundup.
They're advertising the new 6-month formula. You spray it on your driveway, 2 days later there's a rainstorm, 2 days after that it's in the lagoon, and it kills for 6 months, and it's not good. They think it's carcinogenic, it's a carcinogen, so it's not good. Then you have weed and feed, the atrazine. Everybody uses these things.
Weed and feed, yes.
Yeah, we think it's okay. I thought it was okay.
All right, but now we have already been told recently, because of this pollution in our lagoon turning green and ugly, that we had to stop the fertilizers. And what you're saying is weed and feed and all of that, grow something, those are fertilizers.
Yes, and the weed and feed is very, it's handy. It does.
Yeah, but we have to stop.
We do.
We have to stop.
The fertilizer ordinances work. By the way, the state is sending out its IFAS scientists to try and undermine that once again. We just went through 2 years of battle on the lagoon. We won, and now they're trying to take away home rule once again.
And here, if you want to see Marty Baum go ballistic, do not go away. We will be right back in 60 seconds.
One-of-a-kind videos, unique perspectives, original programming, only on Buzz TV Network. Spread the word and tell a friend. Buzz TV Network is now the fastest-growing new media outlet on the Space and Treasure Coast. Follow Buzz TV Network and tell a friend.
Well, as I promised, we are back with Marty Baum. He is the Indian Riverkeeper. He knows what's going on. You're doing magnificent tests all over our state, and we are finding that we are in deep trouble. And when we find out that the fertilizer ordinance has gone out, you say we are being undermined by the top chief.
Well, The first meaningful fertilizer ordinances that were passed were in Lee County about 10 years ago. And right away, every legislative session since then, the state has tried to take away our home rule. Thad Altman dropped in a 3 o'clock in the afternoon amendment on House Bill 999, well, the Senate companion bill to House Bill 999, and tried to sneak it in to take away home rule. And it was.
Wait a minute, what was home rule? Saying that
the counties are entitled to have an ordinance stronger than the state model ordinance, which was written by the fertilizer lobby. So, and it was cleverly worded to retroactively take away the victory we had just won in Rock Ledge. So and they're trying again. They're making a big effort.
All right, let me ask you something though, because I know that you get upset about it. I get upset about it. Everybody should be getting upset about it, because without our Indian River Lagoon, we have no Vero Beach, we have no Melbourne, we have no Indialantic, we have no nothing.
$4 billion annual income is provided to the citizens here that live along the lagoon, by the lagoon.
What I want to end, as I always say, I want a happy ending. What can we do?
Ballot box. That is our only recourse.
But how do we know that these people who we get elected will believe as you do and know that we have to do something?
If we start throwing the incumbents out, here's the problem. 76% of the voters who voted for Amendment 1. They stole this is the land legacy money. When a doc stamp, when you transfer land, there's a document stamp, which is tax. We were entitled to 30% of that. That adds up to about $750 million a year. The legislature stole it. So we put it on the ballot. We got a petition. We put it on the ballot. The funds cannot commingle with the general fund. It has to go for buying land to protect water.
How would you use land to protect water?
Buy wetlands.
Oh, okay.
And keep development from happening, and put borders and barriers.
Which also decreases the tax. I mean, you lose tax money there too when you.
Well, a wetland is a wetland.
Yes, that's right. Leave it alone, right?
What it is because it's wet, it's cheap. The developers come in and buy it for nothing. They fill it and then it's gone. So they stole all this money from us. I think we got somewhere around $25 or $30 million out of the 750. The rest of it, they spread it around as pocket money, and the governor is actually used more than $1 million of those dollars to fight his illegal performance with the sunshine laws.
So we're talking about right now with our government in the state of Florida, right now as we speak, that are doing these things.
Yes.
All right, so this is not, we're not talking Obama or anything. We're talking local Florida. Wow. They legislate pollution legal. He doesn't say anything. You can't get him to talk about it. I mean, keep in mind now, he fires people for saying climate change. Yeah. Oh, do you know what? We have 30 seconds. What do you want to say in these 30 seconds? No, you have to be nice.
Please get involved. Become better educated and vote. Remember this, every time somebody stays home and does not vote, they steal something else from your children or your grandchildren. See, the upper 1% they've stolen just about everything they can steal from you and I, so without collapsing the economy completely. So what they're doing is they're stealing the future of our children and grandchildren by polluting the environment.
And the most important thing is know what you're voting for or against.
Please.
Find out. Don't just go out there and vote just because they're on the ballot, and don't forget to attend the City of Council election, the City Council candidate forum this Tuesday night, and that would be, you might have missed it if you see this, but it was on October the 6th. Know who you're voting for, get out there and vote, find out what they think about our Indian River Lagoon, and then do your voting. Marty Baum, you got to come back often. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.